Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is another episode in my winter series with Miles, and this time we're going to talk about bunkers and two different types of bunkers. One's with sand and one's without sand, and how you should play them, and little coaching tips that you should be using to practice bunker play instead of just hitting balls out of it. When it comes to bunker play, it's all about learning the low point of the club, and the low point of the club should be behind the golf ball if you're playing a splash shot. But if there's no sand in the bunker, how are you playing that shot in order to not thin it? Because I've seen you thin a lot of bunker shots, okay? So, and I've never actually told you what you should be doing to not do it.
It's a big challenge whenever I come down here, because my club's got nice fluffy sand bunkers. Even when it's wet, they've got some sand in them. You just hit the same shot a bit harder and you get the same outcome.
Yeah, unfortunately,
where it's bare, it's really hard.
Yeah, once we've had some rain here, it compacts the sand a little bit until they come round and obviously fluff it up a bit. So today I'm going to give you some things to take away to practice. And I'm going to tell you two different techniques to get the ball out of the bunker depending on the lie as well. So short game, as we saw in the last one, was a bit of a problem. So this will fall under short game as well. So we'll see if we can start learning to get you in more up and down out of bunkers than just out of bunkers, which is probably something you worry about more, is just getting out of it. So we've used this bunker here on the 16th here at Dartmouth. It's quite fluffy, so it's good for flopping, but then I'll scrape some of the sand away and we'll make it bare at the same time, and I'll show you another way to get out for a bare lie. Right, so when you get a chance, it's sort of, when people come and practice bunkers before match, they always put balls in and come out, which is fine, but there should be times where you're going to your club and just practicing bunker shots. So what I want you to do is I want you to draw a line in the sand like that, okay, as you can see. So this is all about learning your low point. So if you do a practice swing for a bunker and it's behind it, your low point's too far back. You need to learn to get your low point in front of that line, so it's just hitting. That was a little bit behind, that was fine. And just work away across, learning to hit in front of that line. So when you put a ball there, you've learned your low point to be able to hit behind the ball. Get that. Like that. Because what you're doing a lot of the time is you don't know where your low point is on the ball, so you're trying to hit the ball and then you're just hitting an absolutely great shot. Not that one. But what you're gonna do is, if you hit too high, you're just gonna, you do that quite a bit. But if you can learn your low point by just having that line a bit behind it, it just gets you into that practice of knowing where the bottom of the club is to use that bounce, because you always want to hit if the ball, great flick, if the ball's there, you want to be hitting here. So if you've learnt that your low point is there, you can just hit there. You know the ball's going to come out every time. Okay?
Yeah, and I guess the thing is, if you're a little bit behind with the speed you can put into that, then you get away with it more than if you're
so I'll try and bat this one. So I'm going to try and hit here. It'll still come out. It's just going to bounce that one. But it's all about learning the low points. If you go too much in front of it, you do that a lot.
That's the bad shot out of the bunker for me. Yeah. When there's no sand in it, that's when the danger is.
Yeah, but even with sand in it, I've seen you do that, and even you can even fat it and just fat it in front of you. So it's always learning about that low point, and the best way to do it is draw a line in the sand and try and hit in front of it like that, and keep the line, and then you learn where the low point is with that golf club. Draw a line, okay, and now what we do with your feet. Yeah, Will's moved on, Miles. We square up to it and open the club face up. Right, so I want you to hit in front of that line, so just behind it. Right, stop. Look where that line is in comparison to your feet.
Go forward.
Yeah, you want it in the front of your stance. There's the thin.
Yeah, there's the thin. That's because I was trying to.
Better. Just behind, but not too bad. Better. Does it feel better?
Yeah, it's just getting a bit squarer. Doing that, open the club face, drop the head down a bit more. And I can settle on it.
Right. So now let's rake that bunker and put the ball in the way. Right, so now we've got 5 balls. So now set up to it. Right, stop. Where's the ball position now?
Just on the front.
Yeah, you want it further forward. You want it on the front foot. You want to be getting underneath it and flicking the ball and like flicking at it basically. Better. Yeah. Okay. Little bit thin, but not as bad as you used to have it. You've got to really learn that low point. Better. Oh,
Like you said earlier.
it's almost on repeat that one, isn't it? Don't be afraid of really flicking at the ball and opening that face up. Oh, yeah. So that's
Alright, bounce.
that.
Look how far back
Yeah.
that was.
So that's gone too far back. So the bounce has bounced,
Yeah.
and then you thinned it. So it's learning that low point is so important for bunker shots. That's better. Yeah.
The others I felt I was coming here.
Yeah, and that's the
That one was
problem
much
when you
there.
when you open yourself up a bit, you can feel like you're coming like more around. Where actually you just want to go not straight back and straight through. That doesn't exist. You know, it's,
Feel much squarer.
yeah. And then just when you're coming through, just really flick at the ball, not too early. You want to sort of hit the ball and then flick it afterwards because you want to be getting that ball up in the air. So when you're practicing, before you just shove balls in the sand and start flicking at it to get it out, do that line drill and get your low point lined up. Get that line in line with your front foot and really just try and hit in front of that line and then put balls in the way rather than just shoving balls in the sand. All right? Next one.
Recording.
Right, I've compacted that as much as I can. So that is now like bare lies. You know, I can't get it super hard, it's still a bit damp, but as much as I can I've tried to make that a hard lie. Now I've seen you play this shot exactly the same way, opening the face up and going like that, yeah? The problem with that when it's hard, and granted this isn't as hard as it can be,
Yeah.
is that the club is literally going to do what it did earlier. It's just going to go ding, bounce up, thin it. Easiest way to play this out of the bunker is just play a normal chip shot. So you square face, just like you would, normal chip shot. It actually comes out with loads of spin. Rather than trying to risk opening the face up and thinning it, just play it like a normal chip shot. Right. It's still a little bit soft for what I'm trying to get at. But if I just play it like a chip shot, you know, it can still come out. It's kind of risk-free. But if I now try and do this like a shot, like thinned it, because it just hit the ground and bounced into
just bounced into the back of the ball.
But people will play that because they'll automatically think, oh, I'm in a bunker, I've got to open the face up, I've got to get my hands lower, and I've got to do this. Just play it like a chip shot. See how hard it is? But it's going to come out better than that.
Yep.
Because it's too compact to get that leading edge into the sand. Okay?
Yep.
Oh, that last one went a long way.
So went down with my ones for the practice when we did.
Yeah, out of breath now. Right, so just a normal chip shot. Just a normal greenside chip shot. Spin. Lovely. A little bit too hard, but it's safely out and there's no danger in there.
Bounced.
Yeah, so the club just bounced a little bit. You've got to still play it as if it was like a normal chip shot. You've still got to dig the club in, but it's just behind the ball. It's better, comes out, running up to the plug. So much easier and risk-free it is than trying to play like a floppy bunker shot. That's a great shot. Spin. Yeah, lovely.
That's needed.
So you've got to address, like you've got to look at the lie and make a decision on how to play it. Right. So all 5 of those were really easy chips.
Yeah.
They're all, you know, you could possibly up and down maybe 3 of those.
And one of those was just a normal, slightly thin chip. It happens.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything to do with being in here. I just didn't hit a good chip, but that wasn't anything to do with the bunker.
So when you get into a bunker, don't think, I need my most lofted wedge. Sorry, you could play that with a pitching wedge.
Yeah, that was my 60, but maybe a 56 out of that, just to keep.
You can just play a chip and run shot. It depends. It all depends on the lip and how much height you've got to get over. But don't automatically assume you've got to open the face up and use the bounce and that, because when it's hard, compact ground like that is there, all that's going to do is literally bounce.
We're doing the greenside stuff, but I guess that's the same assessment you do on a fairway bunker. Is if it's compact and solid like this, you can hit a full shot.
Yeah.
If it's more fluffy and it's plugged in a bit, then you have to start thinking about, do I play it more like a bunker shot to get out?
It depends on the lie. If it's sat down in a bunker, then you'll always have to just chip out.
Exactly.
But if it's sat up on a fluffy lie, and it all depends on the face of the bunker as well. Like if this was all fluffy.
Look at that edge. Look at that edge. Look at there. You can play out.
Yeah. That way. So if you were like, if we were playing this way, and you were here even, if it was sitting up on top of that grass, I'd play it like a normal fairway shot. Yeah. You can't ground the club still, but I'd play it like a normal fairway shot. But if it was embedded in a little bit, then you just get a wedge out, take your punishment, and just get out and move on. So it's
assessing the lie before you step up to it, not just walking into a bunker and going,
wedge.
Loftus club, I'm going to get this out.
Yeah. Regardless of what it is, you've got to assess the lie of the bunker and how compact the sand is. Like here, it can go from fluffy to compact in about a foot. So you can't just assume, oh, I know that bunker's fluffy, because then you'll come with a wedge. It's not the one you want. You'll think, whatever I've got in my hand, I'll just use it. But it's about you can just play normal chip shots. You don't have to play these super duper bunker splash shots all the time. Okay?
Unless you're in a pot bunker next to a green somewhere in.
You ain't chipping out of there. Then it's just like you got to just flop the crap out of it. So I hope that's helped some of you just reassess how you play bunkers. It's not always about taking the loft, opening the club face up, letting the sand hit it first and splashing it out. If you're in a compact lie, just play it like a chip shot off a bare lie, and just make sure you get behind the ball. The ball will come out the bunker, and it will come out with actually quite a bit of spin as well. So don't just automatically go back to that default bunker shot that you've all been taught as opening the club face up and everything. Practice different things in bunkers. Practice chipping with a pitching wedge. Practice potting out of bunkers. If they're that compact, you can pot out of them. So thank you again for Miles for coming down. It's always appreciated, because it helps me, one, help him, and two, just hopefully give you a few ideas about how, one, shot scope can help your stats, because that's what we're using on this series, and also just little ideas about course management, and not necessarily when it comes to coaching about the technical aspects, more about how just little things can help you improve your game. Thanks again to Miles. Thank you as always. We'll see Miles on the next video, where we're going to go head to head over 18 holes, given his new handicap, depending what that is next month, to see who wins. So we'll see you all again very soon.